Hello, everyone. It is so hot here. Oh my gosh, if we did not have this kind of overcast and this wind, I would be one big puddle of blubber. Like whales or seals, blubber. This would be a big puddle of it right here with clothes laying in it. Anyway, do I think I'm worthy to raise a livestock guardian dog? Absolutely. You know why? Because my livestock needs it. I have lost so many chickens from neighbor dogs and fox. I can't even start. I know there was one aerial kill. I don't know what that was, but I have one chicken and she's always going to be traumatized from all of this. And so she's going to be the one flighty bird that's going to be a problem with me bringing a Great Pyrenees in. Okay, so I have this perception, and I would love to do this with people around this area because there are no poultry safe guardian livestock dogs out here. None. There's people have their dogs, but the breeders are letting them loose so early they've never even had a chance to even be around livestock. So this boy that I'm bringing on is going to be the first livestock guardian dog that I've ever had. And don't think I haven't researched this breed and other breeds for years. I've never had one. Doesn't mean I don't know about them. Doesn't mean I haven't encountered them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you an encounter that scared the hell out of me when I worked at the local feed mill. I took a delivery to a farm. They had goats and chickens and everything. I got my feed truck up there. I probably had, I don't know, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, I don't know, 800 pounds of feed bags on there to unload. And I go up there and I start unloading this thing. And all of a sudden, this great big white dog comes towards me, pulling a picnic table. Now, I found out later that he was tied to the picnic table so that I would have a chance to figure out what was going on. It was all about me, the reason he was tied to the table, because he knew I was coming. So when he gets tied to the picnic table, they knew, or he knew, that they had a delivery coming. And so he was just letting me know, deliver the feed and go. I opened up a bag of dog food and I'm like, here, you want it? I had met them when I worked at the elite boarding facility out in Cincinnati. I had met Great Pyrenees. I have met many different breeds I would have never met, and I can't even name the exotic breeds and foreign breeds and so on and so forth that I have seen in that area, or in that specific area of boarding. But anyway, I have an idea that my frame of mind might be different than everyone else's, obviously. But I think that the more docile the chicken, the better the dog is going to learn. So all of my chickens are pretty docile. I've got the 2 little crazy roosters running around now. They have decided that they are roosters, by the way, and they're doing what's called a tag team. Anyway. And then there's Chickapee. And I'm not looking at it as a dog trainer or a chicken owner. I'm looking at it as, I know my chickens. So why not have the first line of defense more docile chickens? Chickens that have been hand raised, not bought from the poultry store that are going to go, like Chickapee. So my theory is the more docile the chicken you have starting them out, the better my dog, will benefit and be less likely to fail. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm kind of thinking that might be the key to this whole problem of poultry safe dogs. My dogs, my Great Danes, my 2 females, they're a little over 2, right at 2 years old right now. When I lead them outside, sometimes the chickens run up underneath them and go through them and around them. And yeah, they catch sight of them, but they don't care. They're not jumping like they were when they were 6 months old. Okay. So my chickens are kind of okay with dogs too. So as long as the dog is chill, my chickens are not going to react in a fluttery kind of way, except for Chickapee. That's the only one I know I'm going to have a problem with. I should have maybe let her go with Arthur, but what do you do? I keep her because she reminds me of Frazzle, who was her mother, who was the crossbeak that I had for 3 years, that I loved dearly, that got killed by a fox. Which comes to the point. I have to have a guardian dog. I am worthy of training a guardian dog. And I say this over and over inside my head. I am worthy. I am worthy. Because I'm terrified. I don't think that just working with the dog and letting the chickens do whatever they want is beneficial for the dog. I think if you start a puppy out with more docile chickens and not ducks, and I wanted to get ducks, but I think I want the dog to be introduced to ducks next, because ducks can be crazy. I mean, I raised 2 ducks, Wang and Lotus, and yeah, I could go and I would have to pick them up later on, and but I mean, they would listen to me. They loved me, and we all lived in a happy. Oh. But the fact of the matter is that ducks aren't like my chickens. My chickens, when I come out, they are right under my feet. And all I have to say is a few key words. My chickens are trained. And I think that's going to be the key to my Great Pyrenees being trained correctly, because my chickens are more docile. Now, I could be wrong, and maybe breeders can say, that's just stupid. But just think about the perspective. If the chicken is not acting like a complete idiot, it's not going to get the dog's attention. And if you start them out with the ducks that are just crazy anyway, there's temptation. That's my theory. Anyway, am I right? Am I wrong? Well, I guess we'll find out, because we're going to pick him up tomorrow. And my girls have been eating up here by the house, and I've also kind of moved them back into it. I'm trying to move them back into that area where they're no longer wanting to go because of the fox killing them. So I'm kind of moving their treats and another water thing back there. And, I'm trying to do that. We'll see how that works, because that's where his 10 by 10 is going to go, back there. He will be getting my office building, which I'm going to start working to clean it up tonight. But for the next few nights, he will probably be sleeping with me. And I don't want to hear anyone say, oh, you shouldn't sleep with your Great Pyrenees. You need to put him outside. Really? I want him to love all of us. And there's 2 Great Danes in here that he needs to bond with. I just think it has to do with how you train your chickens or your poultry or your livestock on how successful the dog will be. Of course, it's the dog training, and you can focus on the dog, because the poultry is not going to react in a way to catch the attention that you don't want them to look for. I don't know, but I think I'm worthy. Hugs from a distance. I don't know. Bye, y'all.